Fort Vaux's heroic defense. Location and importance. Fort Vaux was a key fortress in Verdun, France, during World War I, strategically positioned to defend against German advances. Timeline. The heroic defense of Fort Vaux took place from February to June 1916, as part of the Battle of Verdun. French garrison. The fort was manned by a French garrison under the command of Major Sylvain Eugene Raynal. Initial siege. The German forces, seeking to capture Verdun, surrounded Fort Vaux, initiating a siege that lasted for months. Strategic significance. Fort Vaux's location made it a crucial defensive position, and its capture was a primary objective for the Germans in their Verdun campaign. Water supply cut off. The German forces successfully cut off the fort's water supply, putting immense pressure on the defenders. Conditions inside the fort. The defenders faced challenging conditions, including shortage of food, water, and ammunition. Underground tunnels. Fort Vaux was equipped with an extensive network of underground tunnels, providing a means for communication and movement within the fort. French resistance. The French garrison, despite being vastly outnumbered and facing dire circumstances, displayed remarkable resilience and determination. Gas attacks. The Germans used gas attacks in an attempt to weaken the defenders, but the garrison continued to hold its ground. Hand-to-hand combat. The defenders engaged in intense hand-to-hand combat as the Germans attempted to breach the fort's defenses. French counterattacks. Periodic French counterattacks were launched to relieve the pressure on Fort Vaux, demonstrating the commitment to retaining control. Heroism of Major Raynal. Major Raynal emerged as a symbol of leadership and courage, leading his men under incredibly challenging circumstances. Surrender negotiations. As conditions deteriorated, negotiations for surrender were considered, but Major Raynal resisted, determined to fight to the end. Final stand. The defenders fought valiantly, making a final stand against overwhelming odds. Captured by Germans. Eventually, with the fort in ruins and further resistance untenable, Major Raynal and his men surrendered to the German forces on June 7, 1916. French recognition of valor. Despite the surrender, the defenders of Fort Vaux were recognized for their bravery and resilience by the French military. Legacy of valor. The heroic defense of Fort Vaux became a symbol of French resistance and tenacity during the Battle of Verdun. Impact on morale. The tenacity displayed by the defenders had a significant impact on French morale, inspiring a sense of determination to resist further German advances. Fortress symbolism. Fort Vaux, although captured, became a symbol of the French will to resist, and its story resonated throughout the war. Post-war restoration. After the war, Fort Vaux underwent restoration to preserve its historical significance and honor the memory of the defenders. Tourist attraction. Today, Fort Vaux is a tourist attraction, allowing visitors to explore the underground tunnels and gain insight into the challenges faced by its defenders. Military lessons. The defense of Fort Vaux provided military strategists with valuable lessons in fortification, siege warfare, and the importance of morale. Commemorative events. Annually, commemorative events are held at Fort Vaux to remember the sacrifices made by the defenders. Symbol of resilience. Fort Vaux's heroic defense remains a symbol of the resilience and determination exhibited by soldiers facing overwhelming odds.